So there are many feedback aspects to teaching that many teachers might find helpful or somewhat downgrading, but I think that all feedback can be positive in a way, even though it might come across negative at times right away. In the long run, it's going to be helpful. I have found that out through my science club experience. I haven't had much science experience in my practicums before, and I thought that this science club experiment was a great way to broaden my horizons on the science, behind the science, and just the deep part of including that into a student's life, because science is a great way to keep students connected to the real world besides just the basic core math and reading. Science I'd like to keep around, and this is one way that I think you can do it for the students. And the feedback that I got was not only helpful for me, but also the students, because when you're going through a lesson and you feel like you've made a mistake or an experiment has gone wrong, the students are able to adapt with that, and you can ask them, so what modifications could you have done different in this situation? What could you have changed? And I felt like I had that experience in my lesson when we were making ice cream. We were just going over chemical and physical reactions, and this particular lesson was a chemical reaction. And in that chemical reaction, we were making the ice cream. It was taking a little bit longer than expected, and I wanted the students to just kind of bring up their own relations to making the ice cream and what they would change about it. What do they like? Obviously, ice cream is a big thing for kids their age, 2nd through 4th graders, and what would they add to it? Would it be chocolate? Would it be the sugar? Would it be strawberry? Would it be adding colder ice to make the ice cream solidify quicker for them to eat? And obviously, we had the baggies problem that kind of slowed us down a little bit, and the baggies ripped, but those are things that teach a teacher to adapt and become better at who they are, and a better educator. And I know that coming into this lesson, I didn't think much about the materials, not teaching many science lessons, but going forth, I think that materials are going to be a great part of my aspect of teaching, and I would definitely have more baggies in my next science lesson when I'm making ice cream. But that was one thing that I think the students would definitely take with them too, is just the aspect of bringing in all the materials that they need for making their ice cream that they enjoyed. I also thought that this is a great way to keep the students engaged after school, because when you get to after school, students might go home and they might play video games, or they might do homework by themselves, or they might go outside and play, but science is a great way to develop the mind through inquiry, because inquiry is just a based learning through almost a disequilibrium of the student, and we as teachers and adults experience that every day too, of kind of learning on our own through that inquiry-based learning, and the students to figure that out after school will kind of help them into their daily lives at school with their regular teachers, because if they're not able to figure out stuff on their own, then they're going to just always be looking for answers, and we want students to be able to learn on their own, and that's the basis behind inquiries. You're not always going to be wrong. There's opinions to science, and for students to learn that their ideas can be changed through theory, they can be changed through their own peers. They're all going to have great discussions and great feedback from each other, which is one thing that I think that the Science Club offers, and I look forward to that keeping going. So I also thought that the amount of time that we had was great with the 45 minutes. The time flies just like any other day in the classroom and teaching elementary students. But the time flew in 45 minutes, and you think about it, I think the kids had fun and they enjoyed it in that 45 minutes to an hour that we had, and that was just after school. I mean, that's something many jobs kids' parents are getting done 5 o'clock, and you have that time period between 3:30 and 4:30 for the kids to continue to expand their horizons and broaden their horizons through learning and education. So all in all, I just think that elementary needs that other aspect of learning through the students' own minds and not always looking for that answer to come to them. And that's what I think science is learning through inquiry and developing your mind and coming up with your own opinion. That's why I think the Science Club is a great way to keep students just shooting for that goal.